The Lord Jehovah today spoke with me about tremendous anointing, the healing anointing, the latter glory that is going to bring healing, added glory. And I saw a lot of healing that is coming up. Many people are going to be healed. I see a massive healing anointing that the Lord has placed on his servants. Added healing anointing, added. He has added more. He said he's adding more by voice. The Messiah is coming, blessed people. These are the days in which to fear, because the servants of
Nongokwa enole muya.
Anaitwa Nongokwa enole muya. Ninaomba unieleze uhusiano wako na Lempiris.
Kore Lempiris na engerai yai.
Lempiris ni mtoto wa mtoto wangu. Naomba sasa unieleze ushuhuda wa Lempiris.
Kore apa Lempiris toiwoki neibung sininye ngotonye itubulubulu akeyie nakata eton akiti.
Lempiris alisaliwa, mama yake akamlea alipokuwa mdogo.
Neibung dake ninyo metaa nelotu adol ajo medolisho engerai, nemeloto nemeiro.
Akamlea mpaka akakuja kugundua kwamba mtoto haoni, haongei na pia hatembei.
Nalo ariku akiti oleng.
Nikaenda kumleta akiwa mdogo sana.
Nalotu aibung aitubulu.
Nikakuja nikamlea.
Nalotu ariko.
Nikamtembeza.
Ari hospitali.
Nikampeleka hospitalini.
Masariki Kilgoris.
Nikampeleka hospitali ya Kilgoris.
Na itokini itaraspa chomo Tenwek.
Nikatumwa niende hospitali ya Tenwek.
Nariku engerai ya shukwa.
Nikamrudisha mtoto nyumbani.
Na itingo siligi te hospitali.
Nikakosa tumaini kabisa kwa hospitali.
Nalotu ari kanisa.
Nikampeleka kanisani.
Kake neto naketu adol na ajo etudumunya na gerai.
Na pia sikuona kwamba mtoto huyu amepona.
Na itoki si alotu aya arikoki kienyeji.
Pia nikampeleka kwenye dawa ya kienyeji.
Naisho si kienyeji.
Nikampatia kienyeji.
Kake eto naketu adol na ngairetoto pookin.
Na pia sikuona usaidizi wowote.
Nalotu atum ngomono.
Nikaja nikapata maombi
mwesimu
ikipitia kwa njia ya simu
osingalengai
ya nabii wa Mungu
na ninye naa ina piidol aiterua atum osiligi.
Na ndio maana sasa unaona kwamba nimepata tumaini.
Natum osiligi oleng katishipe ninye amu keiterua adolisho Lempiris.
Nikapata tumaini kabisa, nikafurahia sana kwa sababu Lempiris ameanza kuona.
Etaa kisujaa ninye nikiduaya ewuei niimita.
Sasa hivi anaweza kukufuata na pia anaweza kuona mahali ambapo unapita.
Ore paa alejilejari nkuti tokitin amanimanaa naasuj aipirr enchoto pookin naipirita.
Nikijaribu kumpatia vitu, kujaribu kumpatia, ananifuatilia na pia anajaribu kushika kile ambacho ninampatia.
Ndio sasa Lempiris kutokea maombi ya manabii wa Mungu sasa naona usaidizi. Naona sasa Lempiris naanza kutembea kwa magoti. Tena naona yeye anaona, nikifuatilia yeye tena yeye nafuata mimi.
My name is Dr. Erionka Albert. I'm an ophthalmologist, clinical officer, cataract surgeon, working here in Transmara West Sub-County Hospital, which is a level 4 hospital. I work in the eye department with an experience of 7 years in medicine. Today we are here to discuss on a case on blindness and the causes of blindness, measuring on optic atrophy. Welcome. Wherever we get an eye patient, normally, first of all, we take care of visual acuity, which is a guide to enable us to understand how far the patient can see. And after that, right away, we give a seat to our patient, where we take a complete, thorough history. In the eye, everything is very thorough. After taking a thorough history, the next step would be to examine the eye. And I want to take you just quickly on the parts of the eye that we examine, because the eye is about what you see. There's no guesswork. It's what you see. Number one, when you're examining the eye, you always start with the anterior segment of the eye. There are two divisions in the eye, the anterior segment and the posterior segment. From the anterior segment, we have the eyebrows. You look at the contour of the eyebrows of the patient, the eyelashes, then you go to the eyelid, after which you go to the conjunctiva, the cornea. You look at the clarity of the cornea, whether there is something that is obscuring vision in the cornea, after which you go to the anterior chamber. So today, I want to discuss on this case of Lempiris, a child that I was able to see here in the eye clinic in the year 2019, which is last year. When this child came, I was able to note some things. The child had features of cerebral palsy, and I went straight to the eye because that is where my specialty is in. And looking at the eye, I was not able to achieve any vision. I was not able to use my Snellen charts, the charts that we use to take vision for babies or infants. At 3 to 5 years, they are normally able to show you pictures. We have charts that are showing pictures of houses, cows, things like that. But for this child, he was not able to see anything. Even waving a hand before them, the child was not able to see. Even lighting the eye, the child is not able to see. When I saw that the child was not able to see, I had already had an idea of the visual state of the child. So I went direct to examine the anterior chamber of the child, examining the eye. And I want to use the chart behind me to explain to you what I was able to find. this is how a normal eye looks like. In front of the eye, we have the cornea, we have the anterior chamber where there is aqueous, we have the pupil and the lens. Just to go straight to where the child had a problem is that after examining the cornea, it was clear. I went to examine the conjunctiva, which was normal. The blood vessels were just supplied there normally. Looking at the iris, it was normal in color and in shape. And looking at the pupil, that is where I noted that there was a problem with the eye. Because normally the pupil should constrict and expand when you shine light on it. But for this child, the pupil was not responding normally. Something that we call relative afferent pupillary defect. So that tells me the information behind the eye, which we call the retina. And so I was able to look directly to the retina. And in the retina, I was able to see that the optic disc that we have here, which is the optic nerve, it's a nerve running to the head. You can see it from here. It runs from the eye to the head, about 5 centimeters. That is where the problem was, because it is normally pinkish orange in color, but in the case of lempiris, it was pale, something that we call optic atrophy. Optic atrophy is a condition that affects the ganglion cells that arise from the eye to the brain. Generally, it is the death, that is the word that is used as a mainstay in that definition. It is the death of the ganglion cells that are running from the eye to the brain. There are various causes that can cause the death of these ganglion cells. And so the optic nerve becomes dry. The blood supply is cut to the optic nerve. So it becomes dry, not able to take information to the brain. Just to tell you about what we normally do in such a case, I want to tell you for sure that once you get such a case, and as for me, when I got this case, I was not able to do much because in the medical field, there is no reverse of dead ganglion nerves. When the optic nerve dies, there is no reverse. What I was able to do was just to refer the patient to Tenwick, a higher hospital where they could be given a better explanation, just for them to be contented that at least they reached a high hospital. And so when I was called and I heard that this child Jackson lempiris are seen, I knew that something big must have happened. I rushed to the home where I was able to examine the child, and the first thing I did when I arrived there, I took a container and passed in front of this child, and the child was crawling and following the container and fixating on it and moving with it. And this totally shocked me, because I knew this is not possible. For this case of Jackson lempiris, the Lord must have done a creation, a new creation in the eye, because this is not possible in the medical field. I was prompted to ask the mother what had happened in this child, thinking there was a new medical technique that had arisen that I did not know. But shockingly, she told me that by the decree, all the way from Nairobi, she was listening to a decree by the mightiest prophets of the Lord. I was shocked. I want to conclude by saying, by posing this question to all medics: who in his stable mind will not fear the words of the ones who spoke the healing upon this child? For me,